exclusive content. So this is the first kind of time I'm doing this YouTube exclusive content only. In the past I've mostly just uploaded clips from our Twitch channel where I stream at twitch.tv/ypaladin. But today I have some special footage that I didn't stream, so this is only for the YouTubes. Now, I was a participant in the Dead by Daylight Community Cup a little bit ago, and yeah, our team did not make it past the first round, unfortunately. I admit to I forgot to screenshot my sacrifice results, so I was unable to provide proof that of how successful we were in that round. So that's on me. Hopefully the next time around I learn from my mistakes and do better. So yeah, so first we're going to start off by showing off the build I used. And yeah, just kind of running through my reasonings, and then we'll get right into the footage. Alright, so the tournament, couple things you guys need to know. One, every round you knew exactly which killers were in the pool of killers that could be used, so survivors knew potentially what they could get. You also knew which maps you were getting. Knowing the map is a huge thing, especially for killers. It means that you should know kind of what killers operate well in that kind of environment. DBD is a very, very map-based game. Having one map can completely destroy a killer versus they can be super successful on another map. It also can affect your build, how you want to do things. So yeah, so that was a very big thing right off the bat, and it was really, really nice that I was able to know that. The tournament also did not allow any add-ons for your killer greater than the yellows, which are the uncommons. So because of that, I was restricted to only yellow and browns, which actually turned out to be a pretty negligible thing for myself, because I was only ever going to use these two add-ons that I'm about to show you guys. And again, I will not be going through a full explanation of the add-ons or the perks. I am not a Dead by Daylight expert, and I'll be honest, I find that very, very boring. So I used the Never Sleep Pill add-on. This one allows me to basically extend the duration of the Legion's power by about 10 seconds, and then at the cost of some of his speed. But that doesn't really matter as much because, one, he's still plenty fast, and two, every time you hit somebody, you do get more speed, so you can still create a good chain going, and the additional time you get from those pills will really help and extend you. So, you know, sometimes it's good to use some pills, guys. And then I use the mural sketch, which that increases the speed bonus you're getting per hit. So again, once you really get that chain going, you are going to be way faster than even Sonic. Gotta go fast all the time, guys, when you're running this build. Now, as for the perks, first one, Manophobia. Pretty straightforward. A lot of legions use this one. You guys are familiar. Basically, the more injured people are, the slower everything gets. And one of the keys there is that because you're Legion, you can injure people really, really easily, so that if people are spending their time healing themselves, that's 10, 15 seconds or more, depending on what's going on, where they are not working gens, which means they're trying to find people to heal them, trying to restore their health, and that just takes away their ability to put pressure on you with using on the gens. Now, Call of Brine and Overcharge I'm going to talk about together. They're both just gen regression perks that happen when you kick a gen. Combined, they can put on about 400% regression, which means that gens are literally going down at four times faster than they normally would, which puts massive pressure again on the survivors because they need to they're forced to choose between, you know, healing themselves or fixing their gens and losing an insane amount of progress. Now, that being said, once you force them back onto their gens while they're injured, you can then hit them with the Eruption perk, which again, most killers are running this these days. It makes a gen explode when you down a survivor, and if anyone's touching the gen when it explodes, it will also make sure that they can't do anything for that whole period, which is just excellent. So, and you can do that on multiple gens. So if you kick multiple gens and then blow them all up at once, again, it can create huge amounts of slowdown. This whole build is basically designed to grind out the survivors, constantly keeping them injured, constantly putting pressure on them as much as possible by forcing their gens down, forcing them to be on gens or healing themselves, but making those difficult choices. And yeah, it's a really fun build for me. I really enjoy using it, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy seeing what the results were on an unsuspecting group of survivors in the tournament. All right, so let's get over to the footage. All right, so I spawned in. Inside of a very particular loop. So my immediate first thing is to go look for the survivors, try to get a chain going as fast as possible. So I looked at that one gen. I saw it was pretty open, so no need to investigate further if I didn't see anyone on it. Didn't see anyone on that one. Yeah, alright, so I'm trying to double back. So an experienced group of survivors will usually not go to the first gen they see, which is fine. That's really smart because it means that it takes more time for me to find you. But it also means that they're not working gens as fast. And I finally find somebody. Oh, and I immediately notice they have sprint burst because they're moving much faster than I am. I waited it out. The survivor's smart. They don't just drop the pallet immediately on Legion. They know that I'm going to vault. So they're trying to waste my time, waste up my power as much as possible. Now they drop it. But they don't realize that I have an extension, so I was able to outlast their patience. Alright, I immediately start looking for more survivors. Again, using the range add-on, I'm actually able to get across the map. Another person, immediately see that they have sprint burst as well, which is just immediately good because I know they don't have dead hard, they don't have other exhaustion perks. I know I'm probably not going to catch this person, but I managed to make the swing just in time at the very last second, which I was definitely sweating on that one. Yeah, alright, now I'm pretty good. I know that a lot of them are nearby, so I should be able to catch everybody. I think this person also had sprint burst. I wasn't totally sure. Oh, they hesitated at the pallet, which means that I can catch up to them here because I have my speed add-on. Oh, and cool, I've already got 3 people injured, and I have the ability to now get the last survivor that's uninjured. Now, this person, I believe, they are injured. They made the mistake of mending themselves early, which is a mistake on their part. Because it does mean that Legion is able to hit them again during the same chain. Again, an experienced group of survivors will try not to do that. They'll try to wait out your power before they mend. But that being said, at that point, that person was probably very deep into their mend progress. So they really need to do it. All right, I feel like at this point I detected somebody nearby, and I was able to get Nancy. She must have 99% of her heal, because I think she was injured, and then she, I remember being a little confused at that. Right, make sure to kick a gen on my way out. I see they got the unhook. That's fine. I want to put pressure on the gen that these guys were working on, because they didn't get to kick that last time, and it did have, 50% progress. Alright, cool. So I see them over there. Now I can go for a chase again. It's Nancy again. I felt a little bad about that one. Oh, and she made a huge mistake there. She should not have camped the pallet. I try to tell all of my survivor friends this. Do not camp pallets. Survivors, killers are really smart at this point. They'll know to just knock you immediately using that kind of trick of just lunging around the corner. And that will pretty much always guarantee a kill. And at that point, you just wasted your pallet. Alright, so I doubled back. I knew that they probably were trying to put pressure on this gen again. Yep, I see that they put pressure on this gen. One thing I have also tried to remember is to wait out my eruptions. So if eruption's on cooldown, I have to wait to kick it again, because it can really mean the difference in the game if you don't kick a gen with eruption versus without. Like if you don't, that can really screw up your timing. Alright, so I'm trying to do the chase. Alright, as soon as she falls the window, now I go into my power. And, oh, yep, that's where I made a mistake. I didn't swing correctly. Legion's swing in his power versus his normal form is quite different. It's a different motion. So I totally screwed that one up. Alright, kick another gen, try to get more eruption value. With eruption, the more gens you kick, the better it'll be. You'll be able to put lots and lots of pressure on the generators. I was able to find their boon, so I know that so now they've fully healed, which again is not great, but at the same time, again, you're Legion, so you can really just start putting pressure on them again. So I'm waiting to launch my power until up this point. Because you're a little slower, Oh, I tried to mind game a little bit. She didn't fall for it. Oh, and I just swung early. That was just a big mistake on my part. I should know it. But I leave, because I screwed that up, I just leave the chase. Another thing I had to learn over my time playing killer: don't commit to a chase if it's not going to be profitable for you. You know, the gens are more important. Yeah, I'm getting Call of Brine value. I'm seeing which gens that people are trying to work on, which is really, really nice. So I know that Nancy is double back for this gen, trying to put pressure on it. So reapply Call of Brine and Overcharge. Oh, cool. I spot Michaela. This Michaela's interesting. I want to... No, wait, is that Michaela? No, that's... I don't know, it's a Meg. Oh, it's a basic one. I'll be honest, sometimes I get cosmetics. That was a good double back on my part. But once I realized my mistake, I immediately started moving. Now I can go for another chain. Use a sprint burst. Luckily, you're Legion, so you should still be able to catch her because I was on the second part of the chain. Right, get the next one. Now they started moving around again. They're doing what's smart. They finally got their first gen. Which at that point I was like, okay, 2 hooks to 1 gen. Not, great, but not the worst. So she jumps. I might not be able to hit this. She tried to double back again. Yeah, she tried the same trick twice on me. So that time I was kind of looking for the double back. Again, a smart killer will kind of look for habits that survivors will get into. So this Michaela, no chance. She just trying to work her gen when I was already deep into my chain. She gets the insta down. I get to blow up a couple gens. No eruption value there. No one else got hit by it. Because they're survive with friends, and I was like 99% sure they were on comms. It was going to be very unlikely that they could, I could tag them unless it was really, really unexpected downs. Right. So that was a little bit of a mistake on my part. I should have waited for eruption to be available again. But I was in my head. I really wanted to put more pressure because I knew this Nancy was going to be on this gen. So you can see, yeah, even though she was on that gen that I had kicked, oh, I got a little greedy. I thought she'd, see, she got smart. See, she waited out the pallet. I tried to just stand still tech on her. Didn't work. She just kept running, which is the exact counter, but she made a mistake. She waited a little too long at this pallet, and yeah, I believe that is her. Yep. So I heard them working the gen, so I wanted to double back on it. I left Nancy slug because I figured that would put a little more pressure. I would rather get another down. Yep. Because I knew there'd be another easy down here, so I can get Meg, put her on a hook, and then keep putting pressure on them. I could have picked up Nancy, but I probably would have lost that gen in the process, which trading a hook for that is not really worth it. Yep, they get Nancy up. They were really good about that. Oh, Feng Min made a mistake. She ran into a rock. Right, she doubled back. She doubles back again. Yep. So I'm realizing at this point she's someone who likes to double back. Again, she's doing the smart thing. She's running off. I decided to just give up the chase. I've kind of lost a little bit of ground here. Alright, so I know Nancy's probably doesn't have her sprint burst back because she's been running around trying to avoid me. She got the save. So yeah, I know I can hook her, and now we've got everyone injured, people on hooks, and yeah, lots and lots of pressure. You see, because this gen was almost done, now it's back to about 50%. So yeah, we've really been able to put good pressure on them. Double back. I want to put another rush on this gen. Yeah, so at this point I'm putting a lot of pressure on this side of the map intentionally because I want to sort of shorten the field of play. Alright, so I start my run early, and for some reason I just decided to swing as soon as she started running, which was really good time on her part. She just completely outplayed me with the sprint burst. That's a good way to use sprint burst, is to try to bait a killer into swinging when you're walking, and then use sprint burst to just get out. Because I didn't break God Pallet, this thing was able to escape me. Yeah, little mistakes like that. They don't end up costing me, unfortunately, later. But it is those things of, if I remember to break God, take a couple seconds to break God palette, it would have meant that I could have not been in this longer chase. So this Feng Min is really good. I have to try to, get her out of this loop. Try to double back. Smart. I decided at this point it's not worth trying to get down on her. I'm just going to use my power to put more pressure on them. So even though everyone's injured, I have to get a chain on them. And even if I can just make them mend. Oh, that was just me swinging way too early. That's okay. I'll just put pressure on this generator. I've got a bunch of people that are injured around me, so I know I can probably get somebody. I decided to go for the Feng Min again. This one was a really good looper, I think. So it was, I decided, can I get her? Kind of, try to mind game her a little bit. I know she can go for that, so I decided, screw it, I'll just go back to the power. Oh, yeah. And I don't know what happened here. I think I might have tried to cancel power early. I don't really know what happened there, I'll be honest. Now, at this point, if you can see in the corner, there's a bunch of loud notifications going. Something happened in this match that was very strange, and you guys will see in a minute what happened here. But in the meantime, I'm doing this chase. I'm chasing a little longer than honestly I probably should be. This Feng Min, again, is really good, but I think I can get her here. Nope, I screwed up. I probably could have gotten her, but I hit the wall because I decided I was just going to play build mode on Fortnite. Alright, but I know now Feng's down. She has nothing left, no more resources. She's out of places to vault, so you're able to finally get her. Now again, that took a long time. Now this is the weird part. So this Mikaela just apparently stopped playing. I never actually got any info of what happened, but Mikaela literally just wasn't playing anymore. I had to chase Nancy over to the pallet. I just want to get her kind of out of this area. I have no idea what's going on with Mikaela, but I kind of just have to hook her. This is a tournament. I kind of need to just get that going. I see someone running over to the generator and the hook. That's fine. I know that they're gonna touch one, but they probably can't get both. Now Meg's kind of out in the open. Not really any place she can go. She's not gonna make that window. She did try to fake it, try to get me to swing a little bit earlier than I could have, but I was able to wait her out because I knew she wasn't going to make that window if she tried it. So put her on a hook, they got Nancy, they tried to immediately go back to that gen, and they actually got it. Again, really good. Like they were a really strong group of survivors. Definitely worked well together. I probably shouldn't have committed to that Feng Min as long as I did. But it's fine. So I know I got Meg down. I know I can get Nancy down. Yeah, now it's just a matter of finding the Feng Min. I know she was around here because she just got unhooked and finished that gen with Nancy. So yeah, now it's just me looking for her. Also trying to keep an eye out for Hatch. Yep, and there's the scratch mark, so now I know where she is. She has made a lot of distance though, and she had waited at her sprint burst till just then. So yeah, so now we're just running around trying to find, trying to see if we can race to each other or the Hatch. Now this was really smart on her part too. She was running to find Hatch, I'm sure, but she also ran to a very dead zone. Like all of her friends died in this area, so all of the nearby hooks are gone. Yep, see that hook is gone. I believe that hook is gone. Now she's in a more safe place. Alright, so I was finally able to get her at the window. She didn't have enough distance to make the fast vault. Yep, so here was my problem. I had used all the hooks nearby, so I had to try to get to this other hook, and I know I'm not going to make it, unfortunately. So that was definitely not a... It's a very unfortunate part. Luckily, it does turn out well, but... Oof, that was really smart on her part to run to this side. One, I mean, she didn't know if she couldn't find Hatch anyway. But two, going down in a dead zone is a really smart way to do things. That's something I've learned about good groups of survivors. They'll try to get down in very specific areas. If they're forced to go down to take a hit, they'll take a hit in a smarter place. But at that point, it's kind of over. She tried to make distance to get away from me, but wasn't able to do it. And that's the last hook. Give her a friendly little nod, and yeah, that was the match. I was actually able to get all 4 kills. I think that Penguin was only on second hook, so I didn't get quite all the hooks needed. So I think I had a little bit less. I don't think I had all 4, like a full 12 hook, technically speaking. But I was able to win, and these people were really pleasant. They immediately GGs. I had a lot of fun versus these guys. I actually didn't realize Feng Min had Deliverance at all. I don't think I saw him use it. But yeah, this was a really fun match. I had an absolute blast versus these folks. I'm gonna stop the video there. And yeah, that's it, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully catch you guys next time. Have a good one.